Alright, so we're going to go over to our quick find button, search flows, click new flow up in the top right, and you'll be taken to the new flow dialog box. You're going to want to click record triggered flow. So from here you're going to want to pick your object. The object in this case is account, and a record is created or updated. So remember, we're creating a flow on the account object. We're going to set our conditions for when this flow should fire, and based off of the Trailhead instructions on the left, we're going to want to create this automation when the shipping street, city, state, zip, or country are changed. So we're going to go through each of those fields right here in the conditions block. Select the field on the left. In the middle, we're going to pick our operator as is changed, and the value is going to be true. If we want it to not be changed, we would say is changed false. In most cases, you're going to pick true. Then what we're going to do is we're going to switch our condition requirements to OR, which means any one of these criteria will fire our automation, versus AND, which is all of them have to be true. So if you had picked the first one, you would have had to have had all of these fields changed. And down here you'll see that because we have an is changed in here, we don't actually need to select only when a record is updated to meet the condition. So that means this automation will only fire when those fields are updated. So now we actually need our action. So what we're going to do is we're going to be updating related contacts for the account. So we're going to scroll down and we're going to find the update element. The first one was really updating the account, but we're not updating the account, we're updating its contacts. So we're going to create an update element. We're going to call it update accounts contacts. We're going to put a description in, since descriptions are important. So this will update all the accounts related to the contact. So you notice there's three different options here. There's use the account record that triggered the flow, use the IDs and all field values from a record. Don't worry about the middle one for now. We're going to pick the third one called specify conditions to identify records. So we're going to look for the contact object. And we don't want any special conditions here other than the fact that we only want contacts whose account ID is equal to the account that triggered this flow. So we're going to use this global record variable or global record context that you can choose from to find the fields related to the account triggering this automation. So then on the bottom, we're setting our values for what we want to be updating. So in this case, we're picking the contacts fields. So on the left, this is contextually picking up all the fields specific to contact. So we're going to be matching basically the contacts fields with the accounts fields. So the shipping street versus the mailing street, basically just recreating the options on the left. Flow does not have the field reference piece of it. So basically this record variable is the equivalent of the field reference. So through that record context, you can traverse through those lookup relationships just like you can with Process Builder. So now we're done with our update element. Now we're going to save the flow. We're going to give it a nice description. And then we're going to put, we're going to give a nice label, and then we're going to give a nice description for the flow. So this flow will handle updating contact records. So my recommendation, anytime you want to have an account update some contacts, throw it into this flow. Don't create new flows. So now it's saving. So we can either activate it, which will basically mean all the automations will be active in the system. But first we can debug it. This is one of the great things that Flow can do that Process Builder can't do. So we'll click the debug button and we basically pretend as if we are updating the record. And so you can choose whether or not you want to create a record or update a record. If you update a record, you can choose the account you want to update, and then you choose your criteria. So one of the tricky things was I was trying to debug this by updating the billing city when we were actually trying to update the shipping city in the conditions. So make sure you're doing the shipping city, not the billing city. So we'll just change the city and the country, and then we'll watch it run. And so you notice the highlighted path there, that shows you the path that the flow took. And then you can see on the right all the different steps that the flow took in detail. So that's one of the nice things about debugging or testing your flow versus Process Builder, which Process Builder cannot do. And then you can go back to editing it if you need to make changes, or you can activate it.